I'd like to see what you decide to name it.
All right,
Yeah,
hold
we'll
on
see.
1 second.
Hey, YouTube. Lloyd here, your old DM. We're going to play a Diceless game, kind of inspired by D&D, maybe.
This
Uh,
is going to be the craziest shit.
it's set in 1492 medieval England. It's going to be run by my good friend Thomas, something about tabletop here. Guys, you want to
Hello.
plug your channels and stuff?
I come from something about tabletop. We do stuff about role-playing games. That's it. I'm done.
Yeah, we also have Philip Posey from Maps and Dragons. Check him out for Asinine Ramblings. Am I right? And then we've
Yeah,
got
that's
Ian.
right. If you're not rolling your characters 3d6 down the line, then you don't have a real D&D character.
We've also got Ian Christensen from Fantastic Dimensions, who has just a ton of stuff going on, including the most excellent Defiance campaign, which I star in, so check that out.
Yeah, he is the star, top billing.
Alrighty, sweet. So pretty much how this is going to go is that everyone has been hired or been forced onto this ship in one way or another. I think everyone's hired. If I remember correctly, we have... You're a sailor, aren't you, Ian?
Yes.
And what are you on the ship for, Mr. Lloyd?
I've been kicked out of the order that I'm in, and so I see it as a good way to escape, but I'm going to be telling everyone that I've been sent personally by the king to go check out this new place.
So really, you're just here as a lackey kind of thing, just as a ship hand, pretty much.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
But
But you're probably going to lord your position over people either way.
absolutely, yeah, yeah.
Okay. And then we have Philip.
Yes, my name's Philip. I'll be playing a character. His name is Arlo Ewan Yorwick. He is a sellsword and a pagan.
Sweet.
Why is he on the ship?
Why is he on the ship?
He's been hired by the captain as muscle in case anything gets out of hand.
Yeah. So pretty much at this point, this is one of the lone ships that have been sent on this journey. Just from the general talk around town and stuff like that, this ship is kind of seen as a dead man's ship at this point, because there isn't too much information about exactly where it's going. The captain just knows a destination, but there is a lot of money in it from the king. So pretty much, as soon as you guys arrive on the ship, you pretty much instantly realize what kind of shitty place this is. A lot of the people that are on here are definitely people that would probably be in jail otherwise. I'm going to say, Ian, that your character actually has been working on the ship for some time, and the captain had fallen into hard times and has now agreed to do this trip, but for a huge sum of cash.
Yeah, my character's name is Dick. They call him Bloody Dick. He has a criminal background. Did some time for murdering somebody in a bar fight. In fact, murdered 3 people in a bar fight. And he's been working, on the ships ever since, basically.
Mm-hmm. Is he a runaway or a stowaway? Because murdering 3 people will get you killed.
Oh, in that case, then he's a runaway. Yes.
Yeah. You wouldn't just simply do time back in those days. You just get killed.
Yeah. Okay. No, he ran away, joined a ship, and yeah, that's it. In fact, his real name wasn't Dick either, but yeah.
Yeah, so you're probably quite nervous, in fact, being on shore right now, because usually the ship stays away from shore, but right now you're taking on a large amount of people. So your character's probably quite nervous about this whole situation.
Well, fortunately, they didn't have a whole lot of great
No, not at all.
spreading information about wanted fugitives, so...
Nope. I mean, you're definitely wanted. As long as there's no bounty hunters that know about you, you can jump on this boat, which is highly unlikely. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Or will you?
Well, we'll see.
All right. So your characters are just going to be, otherwise, you're going to be just a ship hand, generally working on the top of the ship, that kind of thing, or any other things that you'll be doing in?
Yeah, no, working on deck is best.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously on this ship there's pretty much only men. There is another fleet of ships that are carrying I guess more normal people, peasants and stuff like that, even women and children traveling over there to form a small colony. You guys, on the other hand, are all the kind of the muscle of the group that are all taken on one ship, pretty much. Also, on this ship, there is a brig with a decent number of prison cells where a bunch of prisoners are being taken as well. So a lot of you guys are probably going to be pinned up as guards, protecting them. Or not protecting, hurting them, whatever you want to do, making sure that they don't escape. Other than that, is there any goals that you guys have while traveling on the ship explicitly? The journey is going to be long and arduous. What do you think will be your general day-to-day life as you go around? What will you be doing?
I'll probably be ministering to people since I am a zealot religiously. I'll also be trying to.
Well, maybe you're on here as a minister. Yeah.
And I think I'll be trying to ferret out anyone else who might be like intelligent and strong. Trying to get the measure of people who are on the ship,
Sure. So I'm guessing your character would probably be particularly good at this, so you can definitely get a really good read on a lot of the people on this ship. Is anyone shying away from maybe his open eyes, trying to find out who people are and things like that? Is there anyone that's going to be actively opposing this?
No.
No. So, well, what kind of read does Lloyd get from your characters then? Because I'm saying he'd probably get a pretty good read on you guys.
Well, you definitely know I've got a pretty dark and bloody past. I'm not exactly proud of it, but I'm not really ashamed either.
Yep.
I'm definitely I lean towards violence. I like to drink a lot. I'm a heavy sinner, but at the same time, though, I'm also I'm also a believer too. So I would probably pay attention to his ministries or whatever. You know what I mean? And
I'm a no-nonsense, pragmatic, extremely practical person who has no qualms about doing what's necessary in the moment to live, but also deeply superstitious and aware of auguries and omens, and I'm always looking to nature to inform what the future might hold for me.
Okay. So, you definitely will be, well, seeing as there's not much nature around, unless, of course, he might catch you doing some things with bones and sticks that you've collected, or...
Yeah, absolutely. I have a bag of runes on me. So, yeah, he could define that, but he could also see the huge hunking sword that I have at my side.
Right.
Whether or not you would like to act on that, that's completely up to you.
I'd probably wait for a more favorable situation to act on that kind of thing. I don't think I could take him in one-on-one.
And you see that I deal with the prisoners a lot, and I have a small scourge that I'm quick to lash out with. And it's just leather, thin leather straps with little knots and bits of rock embedded in shards of glass. It's just for keeping people in line and not killing them. Just letting them know.
Alrighty, so you tend to stay with the other prisoners, do you?
Yeah, the thing is that me and the prisoners, there's not a whole lot of difference between the two of us. It's that they're in there and I'm out here.
I mean, definitely a few of these prisoners that are on here, some of the reasons that they're on here indeed is that some of them, of course, aren't following the right faith, but instead of being killed, they've been carted along for their skills, and there are a few other pagans there. Trapped in cells. They don't seem to be evil people by any means, or bad people. They seem to be there just for that reason. Of course, there are some people in cells that are psychopathic murderers, but people tend to shy away from them. They get their own cell, while there's other people that are obviously crammed into cells.
I would definitely give a rough time to anyone I know as an outright pagan.
Well, there definitely is a few followers of other religions down in the brig.
Yeah, I would definitely go down there, throw my weight around a little, tell them they're going to hell, inform them that they need to change their ways, maybe be a bit heavy physically with them as well.
Very well.
Yeah, I think my character more sees Christianity as a religion of my rulers, and not so much as a religion of the people, of the folk. of
Okay.
the people who are commoners or peasants, and that I still see a lot of people keep their traditions of paganism.
Very well.
It's
So
like,
do you
yeah, this,
converse with these other pagans or talk to them about anything, or do you try to buddy up with them, or do you just generally leave them alone not to show your true faith? Especially when with this Inquisitor on board, or so-called Inquisitor.
no, I think you would definitely talk to them, especially if they were pleasant and nice, and I would be trying to bring them cleaner food and water to be a bit humane.
Alrighty. Do you make an active effort of hiding this, or do you just kind of do it?
I just kind of do it.
All right, Lloyd. Well, seeing as you're probably quite mean to the prisoners, you've definitely noticed this.
Well,
He seems to be bringing them better food, cleaner water, sometimes better food and cleaner water than some of the people that are eating here already, like the actual crew members.
okay. Well, if I see him coming down with clean food and water for these heretics, then I would definitely say something to him.
Like
Okay.
I just have a tray, and I'm stepping down the wooden planks from the ship, and you can see the handrail has a lot of oil deposited where people have to keep their balance because the ship rocks a bit. But I have two hands on this tray as I'm coming down, and I see you there at the bottom of the steps. Yes.
Well, hello there, friend.
Can I help you?
What are you doing with these supplies? These prisoners are getting enough already.
Well, I think that's a matter of opinion. And I take a step forward.
I'll go up one step as well. The matter, the opinion is the opinion of the captain of the ship, and it's seconded by myself. These pagans are getting enough, so they should not be getting fed at all. But what they're getting is ample, considering their sins.
I just try to help the poor. I thought that's what your god did. And I step next to you, and I'm about a good 6 inches taller. And I have these clear sky blue eyes you're looking up into. And I just kind of clench my jaw.
You will not be helping these heretics. They've cast their lot in as sinners and as heathens, and God will sort them out. And then I flip the tray that you're holding.
The tray is flipped and it clatters to the ground with the water, flying upwards, splashing across it.
My character is wildly amused by this. I put my hand on his shoulder, I tilt my head back, and I just let out the largest laugh I can. I pat him on the shoulder, and I walk down the steps, and I pick up. I guess the water's thrown, but is some of the bread still good?
Oh yeah, it landed on the ground. It's a bit wet from hitting the the crappy ground. A bit
No
of
problem.
dirt on it, but whatever.
Yeah, I pick up the bread and I take it over to the cages and I start breaking it in half and giving it to the people. And I just have this biggest grin on my face as I look over my shoulder at this flippant Italian.
This is not over. And I walk upstairs.
All right. So, is there anything you guys would like to do about that dispute? Talking to other people afterwards, or?
Yeah, I think the prisoners would probably say something to me.
Oh, definitely. They were watching in awe. And one of them, the other pagan prisoners just kind of thank you, thank you. You didn't have to do that. That man is very dangerous. He's been hurting us, when you're not around, that kind of thing. And one guy from one of the other cells kind of, this guy generally doesn't talk. He kind of sits in his cell, usually meditating. And he comes up to it. Says, I see you have a bit of an enemy.
I say to him,
I've
had little girls be more of a threat.
He's Italian.
What's that?
He is Italian.
He is. You know what they say about Italians, don't you?
Say a lot.
They cut your
Did you
throat.
not
in
know
your
something
sleep.
about that man?
I don't know anything about him. He's just a cruel
What?
person.
Well, he calls himself a minister and an inquisitor of sorts, does he not?
Yeah, but, you know, I can call myself a chicken. It doesn't make me a chicken.
Well, he's not an inquisitor at all. He was
No, I
cast
don't
away
think-
some time ago.
Yeah, I think so. He's on a power trip. In where I come from, they call people like this petty tyrants.
He says, very well. Don't tell him I knew that. I doubt I will live much longer if he learns.
And I take off a extra large piece of bread and I pass it over to him.
Yeah, he takes it.
All right.
And
I kind of take a hand and I rub it down my face. I feel my thick woolly beard. I let out a big sigh and I make my way up to deck.
Insane. No. Sorry. So, is there anything you want to do after that, or shall I move on? Is there anything you want to do? Philip?
No, there's nothing else. No, I'm good.
Yep, cool. What about your... yeah, well, there was nothing you wanted to do about that little complication, was there, Lloyd?
Yeah, I'd like to go back down when Posy's character isn't there.
Sure.
So if I see him leave, I guess I'll wander back down, and I'll be bringing like warm, fresh bread and nice water down there, and I'll go to the pagans and I'll say, "Look, guys, you know, I feel I've been amiss in my duties. I've got some issues with you guys, but you know, you're good people. I want you to come over to the bars."
They are so confused because obviously you've been quite an asshole to them in the past, and they kind of creep over. One of them in particular creeps over and goes to like his hand out, stretches for bread, very very cautiously.
I tell him, "Come closer. Let me put a blessing on you."
He says, "Blessing." They definitely look at you distrustfully, but I think at this point all he wants is some more bread, some proper food, as he comes closer for the freshish bread.
All right. I whip out my knife and I put it in his throat, and I pull it out, and then I.
Oh, you probably have to pull his arm closer.
Okay,
Because he
well,
would
I'll
have
try
just
and
had
do
his
that.
arm, yeah. You pull his arm closer and stab him in the throat, sure.
Pull the knife out, flick the blood off, and then I leave the tray just out of reach of these people, and I tell them, if anyone else comes down here and offers you food, you say fucking no, or I'll be back. And then I walk out.
All right. So after that, the next guard on guard duty, you know, you come out kind of thing, and then the next guard on guard duty kind of comes in. You know, maybe after 5-10 minutes, and immediately, you know, someone's fucking dead. One of the prisoners has died. At this point, obviously, rousing the captain from his quarters, coming out in a drunken stupor. As he got a little bit of a prepayment, and he's been spending a lot of his time for the past week or so enamored by alcohol. He comes out drunkenly. What the fuck is going on? And he says this to you, Ian, as you're kind of walking down from the deck, just doing, you know, some chores and duties.
And I heard what's going on, or because I'm on.
Yeah, you heard that a prisoner has died down in the brig. He's been killed.
Okay, yeah, somebody killed a prisoner. Stabbed him in the throat, I heard.
What the fuck? Obviously, everyone starts congregating around that area. What are you doing at this point, Lloyd? And what are you doing at this point, Philip?
I'm coming over to where the captain is to hear what he has to say.
Kind of everyone kind of parts to the captain, and he kind of waddles over. He clears his throat. All right then, who did it? Hiccups a bit. Obviously, I'm guessing no one says anything.
I'll tell him. I'll say, you know, this one here and the minister were down there, and there was a bit of an
Oh,
argument. I could hear them shouting. The minister came up, steaming, fuming. And then eventually this one came up too. The minister went back down.
So I'm putting my knife away. I'm holding my Bible, and I'm reading through it. What? No, you can't mean to implicate me in this. I'm a simple minister.
I put my
crack of
hand on the.
lightning happens out
think-
of nowhere. Sorry.
I'm
Go
sorry,
on.
what?
A crack of lightning happens out of nowhere as it starts to rain, as if spontaneously. It doesn't hit anyone.
Surprised when you lie, minister.
I put my hand on the minister's shoulder, and I pat him and say, Captain, I don't think this man has it in him to kill. We might be looking at someone else. Maybe this was another prisoner who killed him. This happens all the time.
Well, why don't we just ask the prisoners?
I say, can we trust rogues?
No, we can't. Thank you for reminding me, good sir.
I don't think Captain the Minister would do it either. This other man, though, there's something about him I don't like. Maybe a frame-up job. They were arguing.
I
He
kind
looks
of look
to you.
over at you.
So, you were down there. Minister was fuming. The scab back. Wait. And then who found the bodies? And then some guy puts his hand up, or the body puts his hand up. And is like, does anyone see anyone else going between him and the minister? But the minister, you can see he's thinking really hard right now, and just almost getting there. He
I
takes a
say-
swig.
Prisoners kill each other all the time.
They were down there. They were arguing.
Well, let's check how they died then, shall we? And he kind of waddles his way to the door, opening it up, and then heads down to the brig.
All right, I follow after him.
Do you guys would follow as well?
Sure.
Oh yeah.
A few other people also follow, just random, muck and crew.
My hair's
Gonna follow.
wet from the rain outside.
Mhm.
It's kind of dripping on the floor and a puddle around me.
Mhm.
I keep my-
As you guys are walking down this stairwell, you can notice that the boat is starting to rock ever more since this random storm hit.
I've definitely put my Bible away. Make sure
Oh,
it's not getting wet.
I'll keep my own hand on my own big fucking knife that I always carry, just in case.
Sorry, guys. What was going on? Okay, so yeah, the boat is starting to shake ever more as you guys wander down into the darkness into the brig, where you see you can see one guy's got his hand outstretched. He's not one of the pagans, and he just seems to be like an old withered man, and he's trying to grab for the tray of food at this point, and he's almost got it.
I go over and I see the food on the ground, and I go and I bring it to them.
He thanks you, and he kind of stuffs his face.
I look at all of them and I say, "Are you guys okay?"
The prisoners, you can see the pagans in particular, mouths totally shut.
Are any of these
One
guys staring
completely
at
away.
the minister?
I want
They
to.
are looking at you, and then their eyes flick to the captain, then flick to the minister, and flick back to you, then flick to the minister.
When they look at me, I want to give them the most withering, terrifying look I can possibly give them. Like, if you even make a noise, I will murder all of you.
And
I
you
say
do
to
that.
them, "What happened here?"
They don't speak. They just don't speak. They say nothing. Captain kind of goes over to the bars, and as he does, the kind of boat kind of kicks up from a big wave, and he has to actually hold on to the bars as he almost falls over in his drunken stupor. All right then. Yeah. I will give you food more. Who killed the person? As he's pointing to the corpse below him. His
look at-
blood starting to spill out as water's starting to flow down the stairs.
I look at the
Light
pagan
starts to reach out.
and I say to them, "It was probably that guard. Actually, he came down here, and then when he left, the man was dead. Isn't that right?"
Yes, the guard did it, the guard. The guard's just kind of like, what? I barely stepped foot into here. I saw the man on the ground.
A likely story.
I think these prisoners are scared.
I think the important question is, who brought this food?
Where's the quartermaster, the storeman? Ask him. He does all that stuff. Wait. Yeah, I think so.
I brought the food down. I was tending to their needs.
And why is it on the floor over here then?
It must have rolled
looks
away
like-
during the storm.
This raises an eyebrow from Arwell.
It must have rolled away
The
during
food
the.
was the food was barely touched as you guys went in, but it wasn't touched at all. But the captain does not realize this, as he's kind of really drunk, and the others are too stupid to realize either. But you guys do.
I asked the captain if he minds if I just go ahead and take care of this body.
He says, "Better you throw it overboard, or whatever you need to do."
I say, aye.
All right.
And I...
So as you go on.
Do I have the keys on me to open up this cell?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you're on guard duty, and either the captain would have them, or you would have them. He would give them to you if need be.
All right, so I open it up. I like these guys in here, but I still stay super cautious when I open up this door.
Mm-hmm.
And I calm down.
They're actually scared. They back up even more away from you.
So I come in, I grab this guy, and I kind of turn and look at his face, and I close his eyes,
Mm-hmm.
and I put him in my arms, and his head kind of flops over. By this time, a lot of his blood is poured out all over the floor.
Yeah, did you
And
stab him here, Lloyd?
Yeah, I stabbed him in the throat.
Yeah, they're gone. It's
And,
gone. Nope, he's got bottle blood.
I lift him up. I have him in my arms like a child, and I walk through the crowd, and I start carrying him up to the deck into the storm.
Yep. So as you open into the threshold, it's like it's bucketing out there now. And as you're walking to, I'm guessing you're throwing him overboard, or are you going to do something else beforehand?
Oh yeah, I am. I'm probably gonna talk to Thor as I throw him over.
So as you're heading to the edge, the boat kicks up again as a mighty wave almost blasts you over as the spray and some large bucketing amount of water goes, barreling down into your back as you're lowering him into the water. And it doesn't really, you were trying to lower him nice and gently, but he kind of does a flip, smacking his head against the side of the boat as it hits the water and then is swallowed into the black depths.
Oh shit!
And the storm is incredibly kicked up by now. You can see everyone else on deck kind of, trying to hold down sails and things like that. You can see some of the sails have been ripped up. This storm came from nowhere. By the way, it is at night, by the way. I never explained that.
Well, I will get to my post, tie a rope around my waist and around part of the deck there so I don't get washed overboard, and just try and do what I can to whatever my job is during the storm.
Yeah. So you're going to head back up outstairs, or were you upstairs already?
Well, yeah, I would probably head upstairs when he was taking the body up. I don't trust the self-sword, so...
So you start helping everyone. You can hear some people actually going to the thing and calling out for the captain to help, and everyone to help that's down in the brig. So at this point, everyone kind of begrudgingly, the captain, there's a storm kind of thing. Captain's like, "Fuck, I booze!" As he makes his way up the stairs, ignoring the murder scene before him. And Philip, are you going to go back down into the brig or help, or what?
Yeah, I'll go up to the deck. I'll take off my robe. So I'm just going to wear my leather stuff in case I have to swim.
Yeah, I know. I know fuck all about seamanship. So
Yeah.
yeah, I would go downstairs and try to hold my lunch.
And I guess I'll also tie a rope to something and then tie it to myself.
Yeah.
Something I think that will float.
Yes, you guys get blasted and battered and almost sheer ripped apart as the boat starts to sway heavily one way, then the next, one way, then the next. You guys are thrown to the ground as it buckets water upon you, like a stream, as if it was like a waterfall.
And is
As the
captain
boat
still on
then...
deck?
The captain right now is running towards his alcohol in his room, and you can see like kind of his door is opened where the captain's room is, and there's like smashed alcohol mixing with the water, as he is crying, kind of thing. No, my rum. And then as he just gets to the door, a massive torrent of water smashes into him as he gets flown off of the side. Everyone else that is tied down is barely able to hang on. As you can see the rope, the tension on it was intense. Some of the a lot of other of the crew get flown off, as then the boat then finally tips, and you guys all black out.
Well, it's been fun, guys.
All right, TPK.
Yeah, cool. Okay, next game. No. So, you guys wake up to the lapping of water, and then your head, you can, like, it's just, well, it's sand. Soft, wet sand.
I checked for the rope around my waist. Is it still there?
It is, and it's actually connected to a rather large, like, hunk of wood, basically.
Okay.
As it's kind of, you guys are on the shore, and Philip, you have just kind of been resting on, you wake up and you must have floated ashore, it seems. The shore here is quite cold, and it almost immediately enters into bush shrubs and stuff. The beach is very
Is
small.
it black sand or white sand?
What is the difference?
One
What
is
would black and
volcanic.
white sand be? I'm actually not sure.
Black sand will
Yeah,
be
no.
from a volcano.
No, this is white sand.
I'm gonna.
You
bemoan
guys
the
see,
fact-
yeah, each of you on the shore of the beach see the other two.
Anyone else? Or just three of us?
You can see the wreckage of the ship absolutely everywhere, and you can even spot some bodies floating in the water. Whether or not they're alive, you don't know.
Well, I'm going to wrench
Yeah,
up
I
all
would-
the water that I swallowed.
Yeah.
Yep.
How physically capable do I feel?
You feel absolutely wrecked. Lifting your own weight feels very difficult at the moment. But
All right.
slowly, as you're coming to your senses and your strength is coming back.
All right, I will go on the beach. I will strip down, take off this heavy weaponry, take off this waterlogged shirt, and I'm going to jump into the water and see if I can find anyone who's alive out there.
Hmm. Are you guys going to help too?
Yeah,
No.
yeah. We're doing the same. And, barring finding anyone alive, also see if I find anything valuable on any of the dead.
What were you doing, Lloyd?
I'm guessing my Bible didn't make it, so I'm very upset about that. But I'll.
Your Bible is well, unless you chained it onto yourself, it would probably
Yeah.
be gone, and if
Yeah.
it is, it's absolutely wrecked anyway.
Yeah. So I'm very upset about that. I see these lunatics go running into the water, and I look towards the land, and I pick up the sword that was just dropped and start kind of.
You took my sword?
I've just picked it up. Yeah, I'm just shaking off the
Oh, shit,
water.
I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Just the water that's on me, shake it off, and kind of just like, okay, well, maybe I'm gonna have a look. I'll just kind of hold the sword and look at them to see when they come back.
Do I see him take that sword?
Well, you're swimming right now. You've actually seen a patch of bodies that were over, like, kind of hunked over a bit of wood. But upon finding them, they are all dead. And looking back, you do see him kind of, I guess you'd be kind of kneeling or sitting
Yeah.
or something. What are you doing? What? Yeah, just holding the sword.
I'm just looking at it.
Or a sword. Yeah, he's just looking
Like,
at it. You
I
see that in the
almost feel like
distance.
my character should have died because he was wearing a chainmail shirt.
Your
underneath his
character
clothes.
was resting, or you don't know, was resting on a flotsam. So you basically luckily were able to, you were able to get onto some wood in your unconscious or subconscious state. Like, basically, you forgot what exactly happened.
I mean,
How
You were
rotten are
barely
these
able to survive
bodies?
them.
if we were
These
voting
are
on
not
this,
rotten at
I would
all,
vote
'cause
he
it's-
should drown. It's just my saying. I'm just saying.
They
Yeah,
are
I
water
bring up to
bloated.
shore.
That's it.
Is there anyone else I see out there?
There is some more people, but these ones, they look definitely dead. As you can see, Ian, you're able to actually find some people, and they have things like daggers on them. You can spot small amounts of coin in their pockets and things like that if you want to take them.
Oh yeah. Take anything of value.
Yep. So you're able to sum yourself a small amount of wealth, nothing amazing, and you've picked a dagger or two if you didn't have anything on you anyway.
Any corked bottles of rum or wine or anything?
No, sadly not.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'm just bringing people ashore now.
Mhm.
Fuck, only
So
3
you bring people
survivors?
ashore, and you guys seem to be the only survivors. But mind
I'm not bothered
you
with
don't see
bringing
any
wine.
crew here. This seems to be only some of them, and some of the people in particular that you took, Philip, they actually look like the pagans that you were friends with.
Well, I will. Once I sit down and rest, after pulling these people up, I have to start looking for food.
I would
Has
get
this,
back.
has this man taken my weapons?
He's got them in his hands, I'm guessing, Lloyd, or do you like give them back to him when he comes to shore?
It takes a long time for me to get these people up. I mean, I don't
Before
really
all
have
that-
yeah,
time.
definitely.
Before all that,
When he comes over to me, we can have a conversation for sure.
but before all that, because I'm not bothered with the bodies.
Mhm.
They're drowned.
No.
They're dead. They belong to the sea. So I just get like the coins and bits or whatever that I find, and I go back to the shore early, but while he's still pulling in bodies, and I want to talk to the minister.
Sure.
Actually, what would your honorific be?
I guess it would be Inquisitor. Is probably that's what I would pretend to be, because I was that once.
So that's what you prefer to be called, Inquisitor?
Lord Inquisitor.
Okay. Lord.
Jesus Christ. Go on.
Lord Inquisitor. I don't trust the sellsword. Why do you think he tried to frame you for the murder?
He's got a whiff of heresy about him. I don't trust him either.
I didn't try to get anyone for murder. I think you're remembering it wrong.
Well,
This is just the way my character sees it.
yeah, he didn't see anything actually happen.
I trust the Inquisitor. Why would he kill anybody? He's a man of God.
Exactly.
You know, he's like my spiritual mentor at the moment as well. So
Well, my child, it seems that we are in a tight spot. I think we're going to need to find food, supplies. Maybe we can find, I have no idea where we are, but find some sort of civilization, a town or something. We can hopefully maybe get set there.
we'll need to pool our resources then if we will survive.
Yes, absolutely.
Just know, if he tries anything, I'm your man.
And I'm yours.
Very well. All right, Philip then gets to shore,
And I do
carrying the dead bodies of
a
the
blessing.
pagans.
I walk up.
You're
Both
completely
then.
exhausted, by the way, Philip. You're like completely exhausted from that.
Sure.
You need food really badly, and you need a drink. Just you're completely exhausted.
Yeah, I go over and my clothes are by them. I look at them both in the face. I reach down and I grab my clothes and I set them up on some of the brush to dry. I look at him that he has my weapons. I make note of that. Far too exhausted to do something at this moment. I look at him and I say, "Do you know how to use that?"
I have many talents, my friend. I intend to start this on the right footing. We need to find a way to survive here, and we're going to need some kind of leader. And that man is me. I don't know you. I don't trust you.
I say, when I'm keeping you alive, Minister, then we'll ask. But first, I hope you have a strong back, because we have a rough road ahead of us.
Ian, as you kind
And
of
pretty much everything
at
he
the
says
back,
to me is like ridiculous.
yeah, Ian, as you're kind of at the back, not in the conversation, you hear the sounds of yeah in the distance, like some shouting, as if someone is like, go horse, go kind of thing. They're not saying that, it's like yeah, yeah. And then
Yeah.
quickly you also hear in the distance the sounds of heavy foot pads, like
Lord
sounds
Inquisitor,
if it's
Yes?
we're not alone.
looking in the distance where you heard it around the bend is kind of the beach kind of bends round near the edge of where all the brush and the trees are, and it's probably about 100 meters away. And then tearing around the bend, you see it's a strange sight you've never seen before or have heard of this. Large horse-sized wolves garnered in light barding with men. There's about 3 of them, men wearing what you would call some kind of armor suit, or just kind of what's the uniform of sorts that is mainly red, like a jacket with fur around the edges, and then one gold pauldron, and they have a chain shirt underneath with one axe in hand, and kind of riding with the axe at the side. And basically, they basically see you guys, and they instantly skid to a stop, and they kind of look at you all. 3.
I wave at them.
I give Posy's character a sword.
And then step back.
Yeah.
And I take it. The sword, I pick up my sheath, I sheath my sword, I tie it around myself. Right now, I'm just standing there with, which I guess is just my pants, without my shirt, without my mail, and I'm waving at them, and I gesture at the scene that they've just seen, and I'm waving at them, and I'm speaking English. I don't know if they speak English, though. And I'm saying, help.
So they start treading up closer to you until they're getting within a reasonable talking distance. They don't run you at all. They have their axes down. One guy kind of has clipped his axe to his belt. He seems to be the leader of the group. His armor looks more ornate, and you can see he has a large amulet within the center of the amulet, kind of like a ruby, which is the eye of a wolf, and then it has 2 axes crossing over it. The guy kind of looks at you and looks at each other, and you can see them muttering in some kind of tongue you've never heard of. And then they look at you back. So you speak the common tongue. Who are you?
We are travelers who are washed up on your shore. Our ship was hit by a storm, and now we seem to be stuck here. We come in peace.
Your accent is strange. You do not come of this land, do you?
No, we're from a faraway land. England? Do you know England? We're from England.
They kind of, you can see them look at each other, and he kind of gives a little head nod to one guy, as out of a pack from the back of these massive black wolves. And when they've gotten close, you actually notice that they have these piercing red eyes. He pulls out chains with manacles kind of peppered around, like it's a long chain, and then it has like manacle chain down there, and manacle kind of thing. It's kind of something you'd see them line up slaves for. And then he kind of throws out the chain to you guys. And then the guys with the axes kind of stand there, ready their weapons. Say, if you know what's good for you, you'll put that on.
Shit. Do any of the other people in the party speak Italian?
No.
You don't know this, so you can talk Italian if you want.
Damn, I wanted to talk to them in a secret language. Okay, well, I will... Are the guys getting down off the wolves to put the chains on us?
No.
No,
They've
they're not.
thrown a large chain line to you guys to put it on, and you can see the chain is connected to a rather large, to the actual barding that's connected to the animal by a rather large, sturdy iron kind of hook thing on it.
Go fuck yourselves. I'm not wearing your chains. Sorry, Father.
Well, then you will die this day. Now, what do you want to do? Life or death?
I look at the sellsword.
Oh shit! I pull up that chain shirt and I wrap it around my arm.
As soon as you go for the chain shirt, they draw their arms. What do you do? Put the chain on or you die.
I hurl my knife at the guy wearing the wolf's eye amulet.
All right. So, so how do you do the throw? So you've got the knife on you already. So how exactly do you do it?
It's one of my 4 pieces of equipment. Is a big fucking knife that I always have.
Yeah, and I'm guessing you already have that out. So you're just going to do like an underhand throw or an overhanded throw, or
Yeah, probably an overhanded throw. It's something that I practice.
and what are you trying to hit him?
Ideally, right in the middle of the chest. Oh, he's wearing armor, isn't he?
He's wearing chain shirt.
Hold on. No, I wouldn't aim for the middle of his chest. I'll try.
And his is actually shining off of the morning sun, by the way.
I'll try to aim for just above chest, like right at the neck, chin area.
Mm-hmm. So you throw it, and this guy was kind of concentrating and intimidating our little friend here, Philip, and the knife lands square into that area as he kind of and as soon as this happens, the other 2 wolfmen kind of rise up and spill in for combat.
Okay.
So I've never really done this in Diceless. You guys did it. Combat order, is that a thing? Do we just kind of go off of?
I guess you just do turns.
The way it works in soccer is the first person I go first goes first, so I'm going first.
Yeah.
Well, you already went. That was your combat.
That was the surprise round.
Yeah, I guess you just do it in turns. So.
Well, can I still take a movement?
Sure, you can move away if you want. I'll let you move.
No, not away. I want to charge up. I want to get up on the wolf with the guy I just stabbed in the neck with a thrown knife.
Nice.
All right. So you're going to move up onto the wolf.
You're trying to.
Okay, sure. The wolf instantly backs up and growls, looking you in the eye. It doesn't look like it's going to attack you, though. It's as if it's kind of waiting for you to do something. But it looks like if you don't do it, you'll die. We're going to move on to Phil. And then we'll go to Lloyd.
I scream at the priest, get behind me, grab the dagger out of my belt. And as I do that, I put the chain that the shirt is all wrapped around in front of me, like this. Sword here. I make my stance as wide as my shoulder. My boots dig in deep into the sand as I hold my stance, and I wait for these people to approach into combat distance with me. I'm holding my ground.
And what would you like to do?
I will, take that dagger and I'll throw it at a different one. A movement I've practiced 1,000 times. As an inquisitorial assassin, I've done this a few times. So.
Oh yeah, you're an assassin. I forgot about that.
Yeah. I get the feel of the knife just for a second, and then I fling it with the intention of trying to get in the throat, like Bloody Dick just showed me how to do.
Okay. So these guys, heavy, fast, jaunting forward movement as they kind of rear into battle. Your knife kind of misses, hitting the chainmail instead.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well then I'll draw the little sword I have, and I'll stand next to Posy's character.
All right.
I say flank them.
Okay, in that case, I'll roll to the side and try and get around behind them.
All right. So you're rolling off to the side. This caught the attention of the guy that you flung the little dagger at. As he kind of pulls his reins in on the wolf, says something in that strange tongue, and then charges for you, trying to do a sweep down with his axe to clip at you. How would you like to dodge?
If I see him coming, I would probably just drop to the ground. He'll definitely clip me on the arm, so I'll take a little gash on my right arm as he flies by. But I'll dodge the.
Very well. You're not wearing armor, are you? No, you're not.
I've kind of got leathers on, but it's not very effective.
Yeah. So it would probably rip up the leathers at that point, not doing much damage, just a nick from your skin, causing some bleeding, but not too much damage at all, as he kind of then veers and stops and brakes, and then coming in for another charge. The other guy, who is near you, Ian, comes in with his axe and does an overhead chop, attempting to go for you on the ground as you're trying to. Well, you're at the wolf, and then behind you he comes for an overhead chop at you, trying to hack you at your shoulder. What would you like to do?
I'll try to drop and roll towards the wolf.
You drop and roll towards the wolf, and as you do, the wolf kind of lunges and goes for a bite. He grabs at your
I'm
arm
trying to
and
ideally
locks you.
go. Okay. Okay.
It kind of, even if you went to the back of the wolf quickly moves around and grabs your arm as you kind of get up.
That's
Slowly,
fine.
you completely, it just kind of locked you and it's looking you in the eyes.
Mhm.
All right. Now we will go with Ian, your turn.
Okay. So this wolf's got my arm locked,
Yes.
and there's a guy behind me with an axe who's trying to kill me.
Yes.
I presume I still have my basic equipment, yeah?
Yes.
Well,
Unless is easily perishable, you would have it on you.
I pull the bottle of rum that's tied into my pants,
Yep.
and I smash it on the wolf's snout.
Oh, totally wasn't expecting it.
And try to thrust
The
it in
glass.
his eye.
Yeah, so you easily smash it onto its snout, and the rum and stuff hits its eyes, and then you slam the bottle and the jagged glass into its eyes, and instantly lets go, and it kind of starts moving around and kind of accidentally protects you as it kind of like moves around kind of thing in the way of the guy that was coming for you with an axe, and his wolf hits that wolf and it kind of stops the guy with an axe in his tracks.
Has the
And
other
you can
guy
hear him
fallen
shouting
off
at the wolf.
Is the other guy still on its back, the guy who I threw my dagger in?
He's dead. He's just kind of slumped on the wolf at this point, like this.
He hasn't fallen down, okay.
Yeah. He's kind of just got your dagger in him, and is kind of sitting on because he's strapped into the wolf, kind of just chilling, having a bit of a sleep. Blood pouring everywhere.
For a movement, can I try to pull him off the side of this thing, or is it too high to reach, or?
He seems to be strapped in. You could try to pull him down with all your strength, though.
Really, all I really want to do is get my knife back.
Oh, that's easy enough. Yeah, you can easily grab your knife off of him.
Okay, that'll work then. I'm trying to
All right,
figure
cool.
out how big wolves are, how easy it is to get to. So
These aren't as tall as horses, but
Okay.
they're definitely very stocky.
Heavier.
good. So yeah, then I'll
they're-
just try to get my knife back and try to keep that blinded wolf between me and the other guy.
Yeah, the wolf is... The strange thing is that as you do this, the wolf, it seemed to have gone submissive with you all of a sudden, even though you've jabbed it in the eyes. And you almost see that it's kind of protecting you.
That's right, I'm the alpha, bitch.
Yep, that's the way. All right, Phil, your turn.
And none of these warriors have engaged with me. Is that right?
No. One of them went for Lloyd. He is easily in reach, though, if you want to easily charge up on him. He seems to be decently distracted by Lloyd. He's the one that did the axe swing, and he kind of turned around, and he's focusing on Lloyd at this point.
Yeah,
None of them went for you.
I would like to run and stab the wolf through the heart, and at the same time charge and see if I can knock him over on the ground and have the wolf fall on top of him. So sword in and hit.
So you're just going to try to stab it straight into the heart of the wolf, are you?
Yeah, so you have the metal here, the
Yeah.
sword here, over top as you run in, pierce it through. So my body's acting as a ram to hit it to its side.
Yeah, sure.
So you have the sword here, making a line that comes down.
Yeah.
Over the arm.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I'm just going to ram
So-
this guy.
Okay, so you're taking the brain, and then you're going to try to flip it up, are you? So you're going to be pushing up on the wolf from the underbelly,
Yeah,
from
once
its
I
heart,
stab
and
it
then
in,
pushing
yeah.
it over. Yeah. So pretty much you run in kind of thing, and you stab the sword in, and you start to push it over. And then you immediately realize the weight of this wolf. But do you want to back down or overcommit to push this thing?
I want to overcommit.
So you overcommit, and as you do, you hear some sound, and you hear a jarring pain from your leg, but you are able to push the wolf over, and the wolf falls on the guy because they're actually strapped into by the reins. He can't do anything, but you've actually caused some serious damage to your leg at this point. You seem to have pulled a muscle of some kind.
I don't have time to deal with it. I step
No.
forward and I just cleave into this guy. Just an arc coming down.
Yeah.
I gotta finish
Quite
it.
easily, you're able to slash straight into him. I'm guessing it's like a wild, blind swing.
Yeah, just a practice steadied arc that I've done 1,000 times here.
You slam into his chainmail, but you still you think you crack a rib though, on the other hand, because you hear some kind of crack. Whether it's from your leg or the wolf or him, you don't know. Because you'd have to step onto the wolf to do this. Then we'll go to Lloyd.
Okay, well, seeing this happen, I'll just walk over and cleanly cut this guy's throat as he's lying on the ground. Barely even stopping as I walk, just a flick cuts his throat, and then I run over to where Ian's character is with the intention of distracting that guy. So, like, rolling around on the ground and stuff.
So you're going to, because kind of the wolf is covering him, you're coming from behind, Ian's character's here, the wolf is here, and the other guy is there, and the wolf's kind of protecting Ian. Okay. And you can come around if you want.
Yeah, I want to try and flank the guy who's trying to fight Ian.
Yeah. Do you want to shout out or anything like that?
Yes, I will. Yeah. Yeah. I'll if there's a rock on the ground as well, or like a stone, I'll just flick that at him as well, get his attention.
Yeah. So you kind of flick your blade effortlessly, and then running, splash some sand of sorts into the guy, and like hitting the wolf and him. This immediately, kind of the guy just looks completely confused and befuddled what exactly he should do. So he kind of pulls his wolf back away from you guys, and he just kind of has his axe at the ready and is shouting at you guys, "Get back! Get back!"
Can we try and get him to surrender? Can I shout at him like, "You don't have to die here. Put down your arms."
"We are Kriegen. Dying in battle is what we do." As he then goes to move forward. And then at this point, Ian, you've easily been able to get into his flanks. If you would like to do something, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm guessing that, the anatomy of a wolf's leg isn't too different from a human's leg. So I'm going to basically try to, what's the word I'm
hamstring?
For? Say again?
Hamstring?
Yes, I'm going to hamstring it. His wolf.
All right, so you're just going to slash it with a short sword?
Yeah, well, my long knife, yeah. I'm going to go up and try to hamstring the wolf from behind, crippling his mouth so he won't be able to get away.
Yeah, so you slash at the very taut, because this thing is right now like moving off kind of thing to jump, to charge, it's like really taut, and you slash at the muscle, and the thing instantly just kicks back, and the wolf kicks back, and then the guy kind of falls off as does the wolf kind of fall over from the heavy hit of the hamstring. And Phil, what were you doing during this time?
Has the last guy bit it yet?
Yeah, he bit it. He died.
I'm sitting down in the dirt. Sword slides into the sand. I let my hand fall into my hands, and I kind of wipe them down, and I look over the scene and all the blood and the sand and the corpses and the shipwreck. I look down at my leg. What do I see?
So it looks you don't really see much, I guess. Like if you like,
it's not like a bone popping through or anything, right?
No. You've just pulled a muscle heavily from overstraining it.
Hmm.
So
we're just going to move on to. Yep, we're just.
I was going to go to one of the wolves and gut it.
Yeah.
Start a fire.
Yeah. So you don't really have enough time because everyone's still in combat. I'm just wondering if you're going to charge over. So we'll go back to everyone else. So Lloyd, what would you like to do? As the guy's falling off at this point.
So he's not dead?
No, he's falling off right now. He's not dead at all. He never got hit.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I just asked if that guy was dead.
No, I thought you meant the guy that was in front of you.
Never mind. That's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
If he's falling, if he falls onto the ground, similar thing. Just an expert, quick flick of the blade to cut through his neck to just let him bleed out. No.
We get information from him.
Keep him as a prisoner.
Okay, so your character kind of goes to flick the blade, and then you see Ian's character scream out no, and then you see all of a sudden, to your surprise, an axe from the guy had flicked out and has hit you in the leg.
Shit.
Fuck. Oh shit! I'm not gonna
Hesitate.
help.
Can I then stab him?
Yeah, you can stab him now.
I don't want to kill him though. I want to like maybe
Disarm.
stab him. Yeah, like cut his arm where he's holding the axe, maybe.
Yeah, sure. You slash at his arm and he drops the axe.
Okay, I limp away very quickly because I'm clearly in bits.
Yeah. He's holding his wound, and he's not surrendered per se. He doesn't have his axe on him. You could have easily kicked his axe away.
Mm-hmm.
And at this time, I'm guessing Phil's character kind of walks over.
Yeah, I walk over, sword in hand, and I place it on the man's neck, and I say, "You speak English?"
Yes. Well, actually, he looks at you English, and he says, "I speak common tongue."
Oh, I just let my sword slide here on his and back and forth, and I say, "Go and pick up these manacles and put them on you." Now!
He's kind of underneath a wolf right now.
Unhinge yourself now!
What are the wolves doing?
He's okay. The wolf that kind of was blinded by Ian is actually following him, and it's kind of got his head down. It's whimpering. It's as if it's used to this kind of pain, though, as it's kind of following him, as if it's as if it's now his leader.
Right. And the
guy's, by the way, frantically trying to get his straps off, but he's so, like, his hand is hurt, and you can see he's almost whimpering, but he's trying not to, trying to be a man. He takes his straps off, tries to push himself out of the wolf, is able to, and then he kind of clambers over where the manacles are, and he puts it on, but his other hand is really, like, wrecked, because you slashed it to get it off, so he's trying to do it with one hand. And he barely, unless you help, it takes ages unless you help him.
How bad is the wound I have in my side?
It's pretty deep.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
It doesn't have seemed to have hit an artery, though. It's
I say to him, I say to all of them, "Are you hurt?"
Yes.
Fine.
So my guy, after all of his long career of soldiering, he's actually a bit of a battlefield medic. So once we have this prisoner secure, I'm going to go and check out his wound.
It looks pretty deep, but luckily it hasn't hit any place vital.
So
But if you don't bandage it up, that should get infected.
Yeah.
I tell him, just lay down, don't do anything, don't move, keep pressure on it.
I do.
I'll be with you in a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get the body of this guy off the back of that wolf now?
Yeah, sure, done.
I mean, I'll tell the wolf. The wolf seems to just be following me, yeah?
Yeah, you've only blinded it in one eye, though. You actually take a closer look. This thing easily could have killed you if it wanted to, but it's just submitted.
He seems cowed by me, so I tell him to lay down. Sit.
It lays down.
Lay down.
Roll over.
Try to get the. Well, first go up to the guy that's dead on his back. That amulet he's wearing. Yeah?
Yeah, what about it?
Yank that off.
Yeah, that looks exquisitely made, as if forged by some of the best forgers you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah,
intricately inscribed with a strange language you've never seen before.
That's going in the pocket.
What are their axes like? Are they finely made as well?
Not really, no. But the nobler looking one definitely does have a fine axe, and he has a fine chain as well.
Now, were they wearing capes or robes around them?
They were wearing like big jackets.
I go and I take one of the
fairly
big jackets and I put it around my hurt companion. Because it's probably kind of quite. Is it hot or cold here?
It's cold.
It's cold. Then I put it around top of him, and I would like to, if there's some dry wood, I would like to try to start a fire.
I can probably help with that. I will.
I look over at Bloody, and I say we're gonna have to get shelter and get it soon and hide these bodies. If there's 3 of them, more are going to be coming. But the thing is, I'm so fucking exhausted and hungry that I have to get something to eat, even if I eat raw dog meat.
Yeah, we're not going to get far today.
Let's try to get a
Would
fire
you like
going.
to check over their packs, guys, by the way? And stuff like that?
I thought I lost most of my stuff, to tell you to be truthful.
Oh, no, their packs. Your packs are probably fucked.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah,
would you like to
definitely.
check theirs?
What's on
Yeah.
their packs?
So checking around their packs, you can see that each of them have a coin pouch, or at least a pouch of coins, not exactly on their
That's
side.
not
or
gonna save me
anything.
right now.
No, but they do have a small amount of rations, probably rations for a couple days.
Oh shit! I passed that out
Perfect.
equally.
Yeah, it's just jerky, bread, and they also have some water on them as well.
Oh yeah, I bring water over, and the first bit I put onto this guy's wound to clean it out a bit,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
I
you need
hand
to
some
flush
to him
them.
to drink. Yeah.
Is there any rum?
You see that the nobleman definitely has an alcohol, but it doesn't seem to be rum. It is a very thick, like, it looks like probably some of the most strongest alcohol you've ever seen. It's like thick and black.
Syrupy.
I look at him and I say, I'm gonna need your wits later.
No, I smell it and I hand it to the sellsword and say, "Here, you can use this to clean his wound. It'll sterilize it."
I don't think people knew about sterilization back then, man.
Did they not?
Because
They were
that's like something that like happens in the Civil War.
God damn it. Well,
I think-
whatever.
pouring alcohol on wounds is...
Here then. Here, give
Yeah,
this to him.
it's
It will
not
help
common.
ease his pain.
That's
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that. But the thing is, I hold you back and I say it's been my experience that when you drink, you bleed more.
Okay,
Oh,
well,
I'm not bleeding.
I say, just fucking cauterize it. So get a fire going.
So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. To be honest with you, it's going to take a while to start a fire here over the wet wood on the beach.
Yeah.
So I'm not bleeding. I'll take a swig of the alcohol and I'll try to see if I can help start a fire.
I think cauterizing...
Are you guys going to be starting on the beach?
You said it was dense brush, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be on the beach. This is super hard, very windy, right?
Windy?
I'd
On the
assume it's
beach?
windy.
Yeah, it's quite windy. Yeah, it's quite windy.
Yeah, so I'm using some of the animal fur as kindling and
Mhm.
a bit of wood and old school style.
Eventually, it takes its time, but eventually you're able to get it going. You guys have enough, like, once you get the fire going, this fire should stay here because you have a lot of wood around that you guys can use. And you have plenty of axes. Each of them had an axe each.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but
they
these
also
are battle
had-
axes. They're not meant for cutting
True.
wood.
Yeah,
They'll
but
do
what
the
else are
job,
you
though.
going to use?
Yeah.
They'll do the job.
It'll be better than my knife.
One of them actually does have a hand axe meant for cutting wood, though. He also has a few other survival type supplies that you guys might need.
I'll take that.
Also, these jackets, by the way, are incredibly thick and warm. As soon as you put them on, it's like, oh, okay, that's a lot better.
Yeah. So if you can cauterize the wound, I guess get the blade of my sword.
Oh, well, hold on one second. I want to RP that.
Sure.
So, I have this rondel dagger, and it's kind of has an eye shape to it, like a capital I. And I have it in my hand in the fire, and I'm looking at you. And I look at you in the eyes, and I say, think about your mother. Think about things that you love. And I brace you, and I hold you down, and as I put it to your side, it just goes...
I pass out.
And I pull it up, and I say, he might need some of that liquor now.
I've gone unconscious from pain.
Nah.
Philip, I'd like to ask you a few questions. So, your character, obviously, does he think that he killed those pagans?
No, he doesn't.
Okay. So, who does he think killed those pagans? Like, the pagan, sorry.
He thinks it was someone who was in the cell.
Very well. So, he thought it was the other guard? Or the cell,
No.
sorry, that's right. Sorry,
Or the
yeah.
prison.
Someone in the cell, yes. It happens all the time.
Okay, very well. Just wondering.
Yeah.
Does your character still hold resentment for what happened earlier?
Honestly, he saw it as a pissing contest.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Just wondering. Okay, thank
No,
you.
no. The thing is that I know from my experience that we have to act together if we want to survive right now. That's
Okay.
the big thing in my mind is getting food, shelter, and then we can sort stuff out.
Yeah, we can kill each other
Yeah.
later.
Yeah, exactly.
Once we're
After
warm.
yeah, exactly.
Something you guys notice peering over the bodies of these men is that apart from the strange coin that looks like nothing like you've ever seen in weird language, that across their arms they have almost identical tattoos.
What do the
It looks
tattoos look
like
like?
flames, strange flames, tribal like rolling up their arm.
Is it black ink?
Black ink, yes.
I say it looks like these are part of some tribe. What color hair do these guys have?
Black.
What
They
color
also
are their
have
eyes?
they have very thick, long hair. They have brown eyes. Also, apart from the nobleman, who actually has red eyes. Also, so you guys are staying on the beach. What are you guys going to do about the bodies? Are you guys burning them, throwing them away,
Yeah,
hiding
I'm burning
them?
them with the rest of the crew.
Yep, sure. So, yeah, so there's a massive fire, like a big fire, and it fucking smells.
I suppose I'll come
It's-
to at some stage.
Yeah, so throughout the night, like because this kind of happened near the morning-ish, you know, it starts rolling up tonight because it's gonna take a. Are you guys gonna be? Yeah, I mean, you guys need to rest basically. Rest during the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm thinking we gotta find water.
While we're resting too, I might just see. I don't know what there is to use. Maybe some torn clothing. You know, I'm not
They
really
had
sure.
clothing on them, and some of it was quite fine.
No. I'm thinking of making some torches.
Oh yeah, okay. They would have had spare torches and stuff on them. These guys looked like they were a scout patrol basically, and they had all the survival stuff that they needed. So generally, most adventuring gear is going to be on them in
I'll
one
just
way or another.
start making sure to try to organize packs, and so there's a pack for each of us. Because I reckon
Yeah.
we need to get moving into the woods pretty soon. Into the,
The packs, though, are saddle packs are the problem. They're meant to be on the wolves. So you could put all of them on the wolf itself that you guys now have. It's blind in one eye now, though.
Mhm. Yeah,
And it's constantly following around Ian, kind of waiting for an order, kind of thing.
depth perception is going to be great for a while.
No.
It lives by smell anyway.
So as you guys are kind of resting, you see in the distance, down on the beach, it looks like another person, and they're simply just walking across the beach, like towards you guys, out
What
from the
time of day is
distance.
it?
I'd say it's rolling up near nighttime now.
Okay, is it dark enough that I could try to hide? And
It's definitely dark enough for you to try to hide.
It's just one guy?
It's just one guy. You can't really see very well what he looks like at this point because it's quite far away. He doesn't
I'm
look like he's on a
standing-
wolf, though.
I'm sitting by the fire that's roaring, and my sword is sitting in the sand with the hilt standing up and out, and my arms leaning across it. And I'm looking over at them as they approach.
Are you wearing the big jackets or anything like that?
I have it one draped over my shoulders.
Yeah,
in the
we'd be
cold of
wearing
the
them.
night by the fire.
Yeah. What about the chain shirt they have? Are you guys wearing those?
I have my chain shirt. I have on my clothes if they dried during the day.
Yeah,
So
they would have
probably
dried. Around that fire, bloody hell, they would have dried.
Yeah. I'll stick to the leather that I had on.
Very well. And what about yourself, Ian? Are you going to be wearing those chain shirts, or are you just not going to bother?
nope, too
Even
heavy.
the shiny nobleman's chain shirt? It looked like it was exquisitely made. Or are you just going
I
to be...
might stuff it
looking for
in my
later?
pack, but I don't think I'm going to wear it.
Yep, sure. Very well.
It's too heavy, and I'm kind of a roguish type, so.
So as this guy's moving, you can see that he's carrying something on each side, and as he starts to get closer, they seem to be like big, like crabbing nets, basically. And he's
Nets?
moving. well, not nets, but you know what I mean, like crabbing things.
Yeah.
And he's moving towards you guys. Well, not like. I guess he is moving towards, and he starts to shout out when he gets within shouting distance, kind of thing. Hello there. Well, actually, not. That's only. Hello there.
Oi!
How would we have heard their accents quite strongly? Like, could we mimic them?
Yes. Yeah, sure. If your character is good at that kind of thing, though.
Sure. I speak like 3 languages. I speak English, Italian, and I would say probably a bit of Latin. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
you definitely speak Latin.
yeah. So I think I probably could. Hello there! Greetings! Come to the fire!
So you can see the guy come over, and as soon as he does, you can definitely see some suspicious looks from him. And he says, "You do not look like Kriegans."
What did he say? Kriegans?
Kriegans, yeah.
Yes, Kriegen.
Uh,
He's kind
I
of
would
got his
not
crabs
speak
that
to
are
us.
tied in nets and stuff, or the crabbing traps, and he's put them down, kind of thing.
I would not
The
speak
guy
to
just
us.
I wave him
as a
over.
fisherman.
I wave him over.
Yeah, he's close to you guys now. He's walked up to the camp,
I would
but he's
not speak
definitely
to us in
looking
this
around,
manner.
suspicious.
Watch your tongue around us.
I raise my hand. What's your name?
Are you talking with that accent?
Yeah.
You are not Kraken. I have not heard that accent before. My name
I
is
say,
Hadvir.
yeah. What's your name?
Hadvir.
Hadvir?
Yes.
Nice to meet you, Hadvir. My name is Arnold. Do you
See, he's
live around
just
here?
really suspicious right now.
I'm being very pleasant, calm,
Yeah.
very peaceful.
It's definitely moved him in one step direction towards helping, well, being nice. But he's like, did you just kill a bunch of... Are you bandits?
No, there was a wreck.
Our ship was destroyed.
And
This is very well.
he can obviously see some of the wreck still out in the water.
Oh,
By
yeah,
his-
it's
maybe
everywhere.
by his firelight, yeah.
You guys are probably... Well, you won't be using any of the rag, but it's definitely on shore. He says,
What are
"Very
you
well."
doing out at night, Hedvir? What are you doing here?
He's heading home. Leave him be.
I'm
He
just
says,
asking.
I'm actually heading... Yeah, I'm heading to my hut down beach. About to... kilometer, mile, whatever, distance away. Not too far.
Hedvir, could we trouble you for some shelter? We can pay you. We can pay you well.
He says, if you can... Well, you seem nice enough. And he says, I would put out the fire if I were you, if you don't want to get caught, he says, kind of tapping his nose.
Yes, you are a valuable ally, Hedvir. We will put out the fire. We will pay you handsomely for any food and any shelter you can provide.
And he heads towards his home. He just kind of walks past you guys and starts walking down the beach.
We kick some
It says
sand
come
on the
if you want.
fire,
Yeah.
and then I guess follow him, right, with all the stuff we can carry.
Yeah, I got a piece of wood that I'm using to help me walk.
Yeah, similarly, I'm limping quite badly.
And he's just on his fucking wolf. Or oh wait, are you on it? Have you tried getting on it yet, or are you just kind of walking with it?
No, I'm not trying to ride it yet. I just let it walk behind me. Actually, I'll say to the Lord Inquisitor, perhaps you should ride.
I could try. I don't know if that beast will let me. I'll
It's kind of yeah. Go
like
on.
slowly
I'll
approach
tell
the wolf.
I'll tell the wolf again to get down, lay down.
It lays down.
Now, my friends are going to try to ride. Okay? Lord Inquisitor?
Okay, I'll walk as confidently as I can
It
with
starts
my
growling as soon
Does
as
it
you get
have some
close
kind
to
of
it.
strap?
My character laughs.
Does it have some kind of strap attached, like to its face?
Yeah,
Or
it does. Yeah.
I'll grab that and I'll try to pull it down.
And as you do, kind of like as long as you look at it sternly, you grab it, pull it, and then it kind of shuts the fuck up.
I make sure to pull it down. Try to keep his nose down below my shoulders.
Sure. Do that.
How big
Okay,
is-
so seeing this, piecing together the fact that he's rough with it, and that seems to help. I'll just like grab a handful of fur and just pull myself up on it.
You pull yourself up on it, and like you can see it kind of grimace, kind of thing. But he's just watching Ian, like, and as, but it seems to respond to the rough treatment that you're giving it, though positively at least.
Can I try to judge its strength? Do I think they could both get on its back?
Quite easily, yeah.
Yeah. I'll say to, geez, I don't even know your name. I'll just say Sellsword. You
My
two.
name is
You shouldn't be walking
Arwell. I am fine to walk.
Are you sure?
And you see me limping.
You may have
Yes,
to do
I
more
am
than
sure.
walk.
Arwell, there's no shame in it.
You may have to do more than walk come morning. You should rest that leg as much as you can.
This is a mere flesh wound. Don't worry.
Have it your way.
And I walk off in the darkness.
Sure. Okay, so Ian, as you're kind of walking with the thing, I'm guessing you're holding it by the kind of like a leash kind of thing.
I will at first, yeah, until it seems like if it's not going to resist too much, then I'll let it go and see what it does.
As soon as you let it go, it just stops and starts growling again, looking at the Inquisitor.
All right, I grab it again and I yank it down again, making sure to pull its head down closer to the ground below my shoulders.
Yep.
And I look it in the eyes and I'll growl.
And it stops growling.
And then I just yank it and I continue to hold it and I'll pull it along.
Yeah. You guys make it to the fisherman's hut very shortly after walking. It doesn't take long. It was just around the bend on the other side.
How does he react to this?
Who?
How does he react to us showing up with this fucking wolf and
Yeah, he was kind of walking with you guys just ahead, and he thinks he's kind of not sure if you guys are Krigan or not, and is kind of confused. He's like, "Okay, you got a wolf." He says, "Tie up the wolf over here," and then he says, "I don't have much room. You'll have to sleep on the floor. I have a small blanket if you want to share, but use your jacket. You'll be fine." And he says, if you guys need any bandages, he has some too.
Yes, please.
I ask him if he has any ointment for my leg.
He says he not really know.
You
I
know,
say
there
fair
was a
enough.
guy on the ship was selling some ointments, but he must have stopped for sure.
I mean, my muscles are so sore and bruised and agonizing, and my bones feel like lead. And when
Just the rest, you'll be fine.
Here,
I have a question about cauterized wounds. If you cauterize a wound, is it closed? Like, is it likely to open again?
or
like
if you
fucking-
exert yourself too much, it will.
Like with stitches, I know it opens again, but if you cauterize it, is it not closed permanently? I don't know how it works.
depends on how well you cauterize it.
Right.
I'd say, yeah, if you overexert yourself and do something stupid like try to lift a wolf, you will probably reopen it.
Cool. Okay. Just wondering.
I'll offer the
Yeah.
I'll offer the drink to the Inquisitor anyway, and say, here, this might help your pain.
You should offer it to some to our guests. I mean, to our host.
Yeah, I will, but you drink some first. It'll help you sleep.
I'll take a very small swig.
All right.
And offer some
leads-
to the fisherman as well.
He takes some, and then he says, "I do not mind how much you have to pay. In the morning, leave your money. I'll most likely be gone by the time you wake.
Is it just him in this household?
Yeah, it's a very small home. It's more or less a hut, a shack. But
I
there's
asked him
enough
if he
room
has
for you
anyone
guys.
to take care of him.
He says, I
How
do
old
it
is
by
he?
myself.
I said it must be hard.
He seems old enough to have a wife, that's for sure. Even kids.
I look concerned. Something unusual about a guy out here all by himself, walking in at the day, crabbing, alone. I say, do you have anyone who comes here and looks after you?
He says, no. Not for a while.
I said, I'm sorry. It's hard.
He says, taken by slavers, he says, as he lets you into his home.
Slavers like the Cregan?
The Kriegans are our brutal leaders, powerful men. Obviously, you don't come from here at all, then. He says, smiling.
No. What can you tell us about these Cregan? They're slavers? They have pet wolves? That leader had red
Kriegans
eyes.
are not necessarily slavers. They do... Well, there are slavers and then the slavers sold to Kriegans. Krigan isn't really a slaver.
And they seem to be like a warrior people?
They are a proud people of the noble houses, 7 of them, that lead this land.
Hmm. And we're in Cregan country?
You are in the land of the Krigan, yes.
Are there other lands?
There are plenty of lands.
Okay.
They wanted us to.
Are you there?
Huh?
What's the quickest way to get out
What's
of
up?
Cregan country?
Krigan country. Quickest way from here, you could head to Winterport and then go north. Or you could go east and head into Avon territory. But that is a little bit further. I mean, other than that, you'll have to probably travel past Garrigat to be able to get anywhere.
I asked him if he knows where ships are.
Ships would be in the Winterport.
I say we go get ships, boys.
Yeah, Winterport. Okay, do you... we don't have anything to
What's
write
that?
on. Could we get a map or something? Could we get them to draw a
Oh,
map?
yes, let me get my map out. Oh, oh yeah. Yeah, I actually have a map. Give
Cool.
me a second.
And this fisherman has a map, or?
I will get screen. I'll screen share. Give me a second. Yes, I'm screen
He can
sharing.
explain to us, I guess, where we're going.
Okay. Okay. So you guys are near here.
It's a good-looking map.
Sweet little map. This is the world.
There you go. Can you pin that for us?
I'm not sure. This is just in the. I guess if I opened it in Paint, I could. Give me a second.
Holy shit, where are we?
We're in
You
Cregan.
guys are all the way over here, close
Where
to
the-
Winterport.
Where the fuck is Europe?
That is the question.
Yeah, I don't see.
You guys landed about here.
Okay.
Guys, we all
Okay.
died, went to another world.
And Winterport is here.
Well, then let's go to Winterport.
Is that where the ships are?
Yeah, that's what
Yes.
you're saying.
Yes, that's where we want
It
to
is
go.
Krigan territory, though. There will be plenty of guards. If those were guards that you killed, then you may have a problem.
Mm.
Krigans do not take openly to outsiders, usually hunting them down, killing them, taking them as slaves.
What's this pink country up on top?
I say, what is the symbol of a free man here in this territory?
There is not many free men.
I
Only
see,
the
but
nobles get to have any kind of freedom.
How do you distinguish yourself as a noble?
He says, he points... do you actually have the amulet on, by the way, Ian, or...?
No, it's in my
Pocket in it.
pocket.
Yeah. He says, usually the nobles carry amulets.
Like this?
He says, yes. The thing is you do not look like Krigan. Carrying that will not help. You'll usually get yourself killed.
What is the pink country with Roseview in it?
But
That is our wine.
which
He says,
work.
people are very free people. If you want to be able to find a place to stay for... You know, basically it's safe there.
You're right.
Follow their
Let's go there.
laws and all that.
Wait a minute,
Will be
guys.
fine.
Hear me out. Oh, Who's
Oh,
making
there's a
coffee?
weird sound. Sorry.
I think Philip's in the toilet.
Okay. No, I'm brewing coffee.
I know,
Okay.
I know. I'm joking. The fisherman's Cregan, right? This
Yes,
is-
he looks very heavily Krigan.
So just an idea, guys. I mean, like if we still had the manacles, or we went back and got the manacles those guys had,
Uh-huh.
we could have this guy pose as the noble, and we could be his slaves.
And he brings us to Roseview, or?
He's looking at you guys, because you're talking this aloud, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
And he's looking at you and he's going, I am not doing that.
Don't worry, I would never ask you to do that.
We can
That's
pay
nonsense.
you most handsomely for this. Really, really quite handsomely. I don't know
says-
how much money is in the pocket to take him, but one of those guys was noble, so I'm assuming a lot.
Yeah, well, when you looked at his pouch, he had beautiful golden coins that were sparkling and new.
Okay.
He had a lot of money, however much money that was. You assume it's a lot, though.
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
because I mean, that's a good plan. If we can get as long as we get across the Cregan border into our wine country, we're probably going to be okay. I feel like the Cregan aren't going to just wander in there to get us. Like, it doesn't seem that far either. So if we can get in there, it's probably our safest bet.
I say, can we just take a rowboat?
It's probably quite a long row.
It would be a very
For 3
long ride.
men.
Are there
300
outfits
men.
that can sail into Winterport?
Pardon?
Are all the ships in Winterport Cregan, or do other ships come there?
He says we do get tailwind ships from now and again. Sorry, Arwine ships and Avman ships. Sometimes Avarician.
See, we might be able to get passage on one of those ships if we can just sneak into the city.
Yeah, I don't know. I think our best bet is to try and get out of Cregan territory as quickly as possible, because, like, we had one fight and I'm quite badly injured, and Aranel, is that your name? Is also taken an injury to his leg, so I think... Arwell, sorry. I think we want to try and avoid any more fights with Creegans if possible. So I think our best bet is to maybe pose as merchants, something like that, and try and get our way into Arwine territory as quickly as possible.
I lean back in my chair and I say, I do not fear these Cregan.
Well, that's very noble of you, but you didn't get hit in the side with an axe. I do fear them, and I don't want to die.
You're not going to die.
I nearly died today.
But you didn't.
Your machismo and bravado is all well and good, but I don't intend to die here. I'm going to Roseview. You can come with me, or you can not.
What do you think is there for you?
Less
Well,
Cregan.
Roseview is very well known for its horns.
Let me tell you how you become free. You are free. Someone has to take it from you.
Yeah, and that'll happen if we stay in this country full of wolf-riding lunatics who carry manacles.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a proud Cregan, thank you.
No offense.
I say not all Creegans are evil.
You can see he's definitely getting annoyed by it. It's like, I know that right now what I'm doing isn't exactly, what is the word? For my country, but you seem like nice enough fellows. Plus you were promised me coin.
I meant no offense.
I'm not going to help you sneak anywhere. This is not happening. You are to leave my home by nightfall. I will not tell you if the authorities come here. I will not tell you while you are going. I'm thankful you did not kill me.
Okay. Well, I think then their best bet is to go towards our wine country, like Roseview. That seems the best bet. I think if we go to Winterport, there's going to be loads of Creegans. We're going to have a wolf with us, and they're going to be like, "Where'd you get that wolf?" You know, and they're going to be like, "Hey, you're not from here. Now you're slaves." We barely took on 3 of them. Never mind a full, heavy guard. Those are scouts. If we find like a regiment of soldiers or something, we're fucked.
I look over to you. Big heaviness in my eyes. And I say, let them come. I don't give a shit.
Look, your death wish is not interesting to me. I find it boring, not useful in any way,
I say, where's your god?
My God is with me at all times.
Then why won't your god protect you from the Krigan?
My God protects those who protect themselves.
You can definitely see a weird look on the Kregan's face as you talk about this god, but he kind of just brushes it off, and you hear him mutter foreigners.
Gentlemen,
Is it
honestly,
metaphors?
it's foreigners.
Oh.
Honestly, I think our best bet is to get out of Cretan country as quickly as possible and get into a country where they aren't going to enslave us, which seems to be one.
I pull out my runes and I cast them on top of the table and I start to read them.
Oh.
Is this?
Do you want me to tell you what it says, or?
Yes.
Okay. I don't exactly know how rune reading works, but I'm just going to say what the end point is.
It's super vague, kind of, you know.
Oh god, how vague can I get here?
It's like astronomy.
You could. There's probably a rune reading thing on the interwebs. You can just have like something that clicks up.
Basically, it just talks about like there are going to be many new experiences in the future. Whether good or bad, it's up to you. Basically, vague bullshit that means nothing. New experiences, your destiny is in your hands.
Your lucky number is 13.
And I look at them and say, I do not find the hanged man. There's no need to fear death by water.
Okay. Your pagan ramblings have been very helpful in this situation.
Pagan? Kregan. It's Kregan, not pagan. Wait, why is he rambling? The Kregan's really confused.
What I think we should do is get to Roseview as quickly as possible. We should stay the night here, gain our strength, pay this man handsomely for his help because he's been incredibly helpful.
Hedvig, you're a fisherman.
Yes.
You have a boat?
He says I have a dinghy.
How much you want for the dinghy?
He says how much you got.
I would question how wise it is to go back into the sea when we were destroyed in the sea not a day ago.
I say it can't rain all the time.
Clearly you've never been to Ireland.
I pull the
I know I have.
I pull the chain shirt out of my pack. I say, will this do?
He's looking at it and his eyes are wide and is like, this is worth a lot. He says, half and steel. He kind of, fingering through it, his eyes are wide, says, oh, but if I'm caught with this, I would be killed.
Okay, well, in that case...
And his ends is like, if I could sell this, I would, well...
We have more conventional coin as well. I'll show him what coins I have.
So you just show all the coins that you guys have?
No way.
No, I show most of the coins maybe that I pulled off of the bodies.
So which pouch do you want to show? The nobleman's pouch, the other two scouts' pouch?
Yeah,
No,
show them those.
I was actually just thinking of a pouch. Oh, but yeah, those coins wouldn't be worth anything to him, would they? Shit, never mind.
I'd say keep the nobleman's pouch and show me the other two.
Show him one of the scouts pouches.
He pours it onto the table and he starts counting it quickly. He says, do have a little bit more.
So give him the second pouch, the second scout's pouch.
He says, this is a very good deal. I'll be making a soup for you tonight if you want it.
Perfect.
Yes.
You're a very kind man, Hendrik.
Yes. And he begins making a simple soup for you all, and you guys stay the night. I'm going to have to leave it there because I have other things to do in my life. So, yeah. So if we ever do this again, I don't know, but we'll see.
Cool. Awesome. That was fun.
That was fun, though. I had fun.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so I guess everyone plug their channels if you want to do that.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, Fantastic Dimensions. Lots of actual play videos, a little bit of a series right now on spells of D&D 5th edition. And yeah, check out the Defiance Chronicles.
Right. I'm from Something About Tabletop. Once again, I do a lot of Shadowrun stuff. I've actually been trying to branch out recently, do some other videos. I think recently I did a video on the newest Shadowrun book, Run Faster, just a discussion and look at it. But yeah, that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
My name's Philip Posey. I run Maps and Dragons. You can come find about the most asinine stuff on the internet about RPGs there. And usually you'll see my videos. I'm quite tired because I make them quite late in the night. So enjoy.
Yes, and I'm Lloyd Collins. I run this channel, the LDM. Check it out for Viking one-shots and ramblings and whatnot. Fiasco too, if you like that. All right, thanks for watching.